Hi everyone, this is Dr. Swaminathan S.M., Associate Professor, ECE Department, SNS College of Technology. Now, I am going to discuss about the YouTube video that is neural networks. So, first of all, we will discuss the recap. So, our class delivery structure that defines that is recap about the previous topic. And next, the neural networks introduction, working methods, how it is working, that is the content 1. And following with the content 1, we will discuss about activity. And next to the content 2, that is examples, cost functions, types and applications, and conclusion summary. So following to the conclusion summary, we will have the assessment. So this is the outline of today's session. So first, neural networks, that means artificial neural networks, that is a subset of machine learning and at the heart of the deep learning algorithm. So it is inspired by the human brain that mimics the way that biological neurons, that is converted the signal to one another. So the working method, that is the node layers are available. The node layers are divided into three. One is input layer, another one is hidden layer, and last one is the output layer. So each node, that artificial neurons, that is connected with one another and it's associated with the weight and the threshold value. So if it is connected between one another means, so for example, first the input node that transfers the signal to the hidden layer. So the hidden layer, it is stimulated the another layer, that is neighbor layer, based on the threshold value. So threshold value is a reference value which is used to stimulate the another nodes. So they are fixing some threshold value to stimulate the neighboring node, and based on the neighboring node, it stimulates the signal into output layer. So this is the function of the hidden layers. So there are more hidden layers are available. So look at the diagram that defines more hidden layer. So based on the hidden layer activity function, it is activated the another layer. So first, the numerical layer, that is neural networks, it defines the training data to learn the improve their accuracy over the particular period of the time. So how it is working means, it is based on the linear regression model and composed of the input data, and based on the weight functions it is defined. So summation of Wi is nothing but weight function, and Xi is nothing but the input node, and with the biasing, so plus bias. So the output is function of X, it is defined 1. When means, that is summation of weight and numerical value, that is plus bias, is greater than or equal to 0. If less than 0 means it is defined as a 0. So that is the output defining methods. And next we will discuss about the another neural networks, that is a feed forward network. So once it is determined, based on this, it is weight is assigned. So for every node they are having the weights. Based on the weight, it stimulated one another. So the output compared to the another input, based on this you can get the weight variable. So again it is summed, that is summation of Wi into Xi. Again it is summed and passed on the another value through the activate function, that is for defining the output function. So it defines the another value based on the activity functions and the threshold value. So here it is passing the data from one layer to another layer, which is defined the neural networks, that is called the feed forward network. So feed forward network. So it is called the feed forward network. So this is the content 1. And following to the content 1, we will discuss the activity. So first diagram, it says the which balls should put in the hole in order to total 30. So please tell me. So I will tell the answer, because this is answered by the students only. So now it is a discussion session only. I will say the answer. So look at this, 11 plus 13 and the 9 is reciprocally. So 9 is converted into 6. So 11 plus 13 plus 6, that is equal to 30. And next, the concentrate and think about which glass is filled first. So first it is defined as the right hand side, the third clause is filled first. And third picture, that is picture puzzle, says, can you guess who is left hand and why? So the 5 is the left hand because they are serving the right hand only, so it is make the left hand. So these are only three activity answers. So the neural networks, for example, we will say the example for surfing, for example, yes means 1 and no means 0. So like a probabilistic variable. So the decision either goes to 1 or 0. And again, all the waves are good, that means yes and 1. And line up empty, yes or no. And it has been recent shark attack or no. So that is, it is defined as we need to assume the inputs x1 is equal to 1, that is waves are pumping, and x2 is equal to 0, the crowds are out, x3 is equal to 1, it has not been recent shark attack. And the neural networks W1, W2, W5, that is different. W1 is equal to 5, that is a large value. W2 is equal to 2, that is used to crowds. And W3 is equal to 4 for the fear or shark. So you just apply the value 1 into 5 plus 0 into 2 plus 1 into 4. That is the total value, that weight function is 6. So here, based on the above example, you can say the training model. And again, based on the training model, we need to find the cost function. So the cost function is minimum, that is mean square error. It defines 1 by 2m, that summation 1 to 9. So based on this, you can find I represent the index sample, and y is nothing but predicted outcome, and y is the actual value, and m is the number of sample. So for example, they are already fixed some value, that is a predicted value, and actual value it comes. For example, based on the predicted value and actual value, the difference is something okay means. For example, the output came as expected means 100%, but it came like 98% means it is okay. So they are fixing the acceptable error 2% or 5%, less than 5% they are accepting. For example, it's the best example, plagiarism. So while you are submitting the plagiarism papers, for plagiarism, if you are submitted the paper means it came like that plagiarism error, that is less than 5% only, it is accepted. That is the threshold value. Same like here we are following. So this is the cost functions, MSE, that based on this loss and value of the weight, the storing point, that is starting point to end point, that point of convergence, that's the convergence value we needed to use. So the neural networks feed forward, and the convolution neural network, recurrent neural network, that is concurrent means it is similar to the feed forward network, and the recurrent means it is like a forward loop, that is a feedback loop which is used, and the multi-layer perceptron. There are so many layers we are using to find the perceptron values. Based on the language processing and the neural networks it is used. So here the neural networks learning process, here we are using the forward propagation and backward propagation. Forward means from input to output, backward means from output to input, the making the loop. So here look at these functions. That is first we are given the input node 1, and that colored orange and blue color is the hidden layer, and the output is green color layer, and again it is forming that activity functions, that is the predictions and actual the true value. So based on the comparison between the predictions and the true value, if we are finding that the loss function, so if the loss score is acceptable value, then it is okay. If it is not acceptable, again it goes to the first one, that is the input level, and again we are updating the weight value and etc, weights etc, to find the best output. So this is the neural networks learning process. And here this is the example. So there are so many input values it is given, and again the actual value, again the targeted value, based on the actual value and the targeted value, it is comparison. So this is the best example. So the previous one and the next one, that is the best comparison. And the neural networks, it is defined as the recurrent neural networks based on these functions, that is weight functions, and the input and output values, it is found the recurrent neural networks. The applications of the neural networks means first the aerospace, defense, that is DRDO, and facial recognition and healthcare applications and stock market predictions, signature verification, handwriting analysis. Based on the handwriting, we can predict the humans' characters and behaviors, and the social media and weather forecasting. These are all the best applications for the neural networks. So the assessment. What are the cost function means, for example, I asked the question, what are the cost function, we needed to maintain the cost function, summation wi xi plus bias value, so mean square error, and these are all the important concepts. So first we discussed about the what is mean by neural networks, what are the working methods, and with the activity we needed to discuss. We discussed about the examples and the examples mapping, how it is working, the neural networks, how it is working, and again following with this, we will wind up the neural networks session. Thank you all.